Today I'm going to show you how to enter a call on our call log system. And there's a couple of ways that you can get to the call log. If you have an AiM workdesk, you'll notice that there's a call log link that you can click on, which will take you to the call log. Or you can enter map.uoregon.edu. And you'll notice over here on the right, there's a login. So you select that and you enter your deck ID. And that will take you to the secure map section. So when you click on maps, you'll notice that now you have this secure option. Call log should show up on the list, and the size of this list will vary depending on what you have access to. I have access to quite a few secure maps because I'm an employee of CPFM, but if you click on the call log, it will take you to the call log. So the default view on the call log is the last 48 hours. So right now we're seeing what has been happening on campus, but there's also a filter section where you could change the view. So you could select 7 days back and hit apply, and you'll notice that a lot more information shows on the map. We've really tried to limit the view just because the map gets awful full. If we went 30 days back, you wouldn't even be able to see campus. So this is a list of all of the active calls that are coming in on campus that the Work Control Center is processing. But I wanted to show you how to enter a new call. So to enter a new call, you click on the green plus, and this is where you will enter all the details for your call. So I'm going to enter the caller, which is going to be myself. This is where you enter the call title. So I'm needing another coat hook in my office. So then you just enter a few notes about the call. Here you're going to select a category. I'm going to just pick interiors. There's a lot of keywords that come up. So, you know, if you wanted to enter wall, because you know that the coat hook's going to go on a wall, we would get some options that come up here. So I'm just going to select interiors. Is this a duty call? No, this isn't a duty call. A duty call would be something that was after hours and is primarily used by safety risk services and campus planning and facilities management, so you don't really need to pay any attention to that. Here's where you can select priorities. I'm just going to leave it on low because a coat hook is a very low priority. Here's where I could choose to email this to myself. So if I wanted a copy of my request, I could go and select myself. There's also groups that are available. So if you were entering a call that was an emergency, or you thought that another area needed to know about it, you could go in and you could select one of these groups. In the location area, I'm going to pick my building and room number. So I don't know my property, pretend I don't know my property number. I'm going to enter CPFM, and you'll notice that a couple of options come up. Well, I'm actually located in the administration building, so I'm going to select that. And it takes me right to my building, and I'm going to go indoors. And I'm actually in room 111. So I'm going to drop the pin right there. Here's where I could add a a note if I wanted to add a note. I could also add a picture. So for my note, I could say something like just that I need a single hook. If you had details about what kind of hook you wanted, you could put that in here, or you could also attach a picture. Here's where you would go in and you would get a picture, and you could attach a picture, but I'm not going to do that. Say that I didn't, that I knew my building number, so now that I know that it's 136, I could actually just type that in here. Whoops, it helps to do it right. And my room number, and it's going to come right up. See how it knew it? So that's just kind of a quick step. So now as I hit save, my call just showed up on the call log. And you'll see that I just got an email. So I got a copy of my call log request. You'll notice there's a create request button right here in my training, but that's something that's available for work control, and it pushes to our maintenance request system, so you won't see that option. But say that I wanted to make a change, I could click on my call and go in here and view call, and I could make changes by just hitting edit. Maybe I want to go back and add a picture, or maybe I'd like to email someone else. I could add a new notification. But as soon as the work order is created, my work order number will show up right here. And you'll notice here's an example of one where the work order number's been created. So that's how you enter a call log entry. If there's only certain buildings that you're interested in on campus, there's some filter options on the call log. So say that I want to just look at my building. I could go in here and I could select just my building, or maybe I care about the CPFM warehouse and the Central Power Station and the Wilkinson House, because this is kind of all the areas that CPFM is housed. Now you'll notice at the bottom it selected the buildings. Now if I hit save and close, and then I apply my filter, I'm only going to see calls on the call log that I'm interested in my area. So where this could come in handy is if you're possibly a building manager or a facilities liaison over at the Memorial Union, you could just pick the Memorial Union and only the calls for the Memorial Union would show up. So you can also take that away by going back and hitting clear all and save and close and turn the filter off and hit apply. Now you're back to your default view. I'm also still, you'll notice I'm still pulling calls from March 1st to 8th because I selected the 7 days back. I could switch that to where I just wanted to see what came in for today and hit apply, and you could see that that goes down quite a bit. I could also just go 1 day back if I wanted to see today and yesterday. So some of the different flags that we're showing is red means emergency, kind of a priority 1. The yellow means, caution. It's kind of like the stoplight theme, and it means it's kind of a medium priority. And then green means that it's just routine or scheduled. The little blue flag is police activity. Not everybody on campus can see this. This is because we're integrated with UOPD and Safety Risk Services. And we don't get a lot of details about the call. It just tells us that there was a call into dispatch. I believe the only people that can see the blue flags right now are the Work Control Center and Safety and Risk Services and dispatch. The little lightning bolt means that it's been put in by our Energy Center. So utilities and energies logging calls on campus. And then every once in a while you'll see one that pops up that's a little flag with an S on it, and that's our Siemens system. So we have Siemens integration that's also pushing alarms to our call log. There's also some layers. So you can see feeders on campus, and as you click them, they'll show up. So if you wanted to see everything that was on feeder 9, you could select it and all the buildings on feeder 9 show up. We also have trees. So if you go to satellite and zoom in, you can see our trees on campus. It's got to focus here. There we go. This is really helpful if there's a bee's nest or something by a tree. It will allow you to drop a pin right there in that location. We also can turn on the parking lots. So you can see when I toggled, the parking lots came on. So if you had a trouble in an actual parking lot, you could drag a pin to the parking lot. And there's just a couple of other options, Spencer View, and then also tunnels. So let's leave those filters on and pretend that I'm putting in a call for a parking lot. Select a category. This might be a high priority because maybe you're allergic. And then again, you could add yourself. This is where we can go find the location. You'll notice all the parking spaces come up, but say that you didn't know which space it was. You could go in here and just drop the pin right on the space. So that's space 8. I'm not going to save this because this is our live system, but then you would just hit save, and that pin would stay right there on the parking spot. And that's really helpful for people because then they can identify right where the bee's nest might be. You could even, drag it over here if you think it's this space. So just really utilize dragging the pin around. I'll go ahead and hit cancel. And that's kind of the basics of the call log, and if you'd like access, you can email Work Control Center at uoregon.edu, and we can reach out to Campus GIS and get you signed up with the call log.